In the Circle project we have the opportunity to build a park. Now the park is already there, the nature is already there. It won't be an artificial exercise, but rather a hill which is right next to the Circle, which we will cultivate as a park, as a real outdoor area. And that won't be like an artificial garden somewhere in a dock, but real nature that you can explore. And I think that's very important for people these days, that usually airport environments are rather technical, and usually the surroundings of airports are not very pretty. But we have the opportunity to make something pretty with the park, which will also be a recreational area for the people who work here, also for the people that maybe have a longer stopover. So that's something we can incorporate. And we see that at Zurich Airport, where we have visitor terraces where you can be outside on the airside and watch what's going on the field, that's also something people like. So you will have opportunities where you maybe have the scent of kerosene, but you will also have a park where you then can enjoy nature.
And the technical or the digital, of course, is a feature of any airport around the world. Your plans, maybe you can say a little bit about that, although I know that you're working on things still. So what is the vision in terms of digital for Zurich?
Our digital team is not a team that gets carried away with what is possible and what can we build. Actually, internally we talk about this is the stress reduction team. Because if you think about the possibilities that digital offer, it should address, stress. And passengers are usually stressed if they can't find their way around, when they're not sure how long it will take them to get from A to B. I'm not just talking about walking distances, but also waiting times. So our focus is very much to give the passenger information that will make them free and confident about where they need to go and how long it will take. So that's a big focus that we have. At the same time, we are working with our commercial partners to enhance the shopping experience. I'm not just talking about click and collect. I think this has been around for a while and it has a certain level of success, but I think it's rather, when is the running class in the sports shop in the park? When is there a yoga class? When are there new things on offer? Am I invited to a product launch exclusively? How can I see things that I don't usually see? And airports, you know that duty-free companies, they work a lot with their brands to work with airport exclusives, and airports are good environments to show new products. And we will see more of that, and that of course needs to be administered also with a good digital solution.
And finally, what about sustainability and green energy? Is Zurich Airport going to be a really good example of that?
Switzerland has a strong tradition in being resource efficient, and we are a country with a lot of water power, given our topographics. And of course the society is talking about how do we get independent of nuclear power, how do we get independent from fossil fuel. And if you realize a new project like we do in the Circle, of course we took into account all these things to make this a clever building, because it will be there for decades and you can only really get it right at the point where you construct it. One of our biggest focuses is to make sure that we don't use a lot of energy for heating. And from a geological perspective, we had the fortunate prerequisite that we can actually use the earth underneath the Circle for heating and cooling. So the piling where the building stands on, about 1,000 piles, they're all activated, meaning that you can actually run water through them, and that will make it a very efficient building in the most expensive part of what you usually have with running a building, which is heating. So we are aiming to get it really zero fossil fuel. We'll probably need 2-3 years to fine-tune it until we've really got the supertanker right. So yeah, we have bets running on that we will manage to run it with zero fossil fuel.